Greetings, my name is Steve Meyer. Today I'll be talking to you about a non-profit organization which has come into existence over the past year with the purpose of serving needy veterans and their families. We'll be taking a look at one of the meetings which recently took place at their facility and briefly discussing the environment, its layout, the people in attendance, the meeting's agenda, and then giving a short ethical critique of the group as a whole. As you can see on the screen, this particular nonprofit organization is focusing on serving veterans in the Erie, Crawford, and Venango counties. There are also other counties in Pennsylvania that are interested in what they're doing up here, as well as some in New York and Ohio. As you can see, this is the outside of the building that the nonprofit currently is leasing from a local church. They have 4,400 square feet. I said in my paper they had 2,500 square feet, but they now took over the whole building, as I found out, and it's a total of 4,400 square feet. And that's not even enough, as they've had to go outside of this location and rent additional storage space. But you can see the outside's basic, neat. Part of that's probably because simply it's a nonprofit. And when people give money to a nonprofit, they want that money going to the source and not into the facility, so that's understandable. It's a good thing. On the inside of the building, you'll find the same thing. It's plain and basic. There are 3 offices, a nice little store where the veterans can come in and buy things at a big discount and sometimes receive some free things. And the room that we'll be meeting in is also, like anyone else, every other place there, plain and but clean. Going to the meeting, it's a pretty casual meeting. It's basically dressed as come as you are. It's open forum. Anybody can interject at any time. The purpose of this main meeting today was for fundraising aspects and ideas, coming up with ideas. They actually have a guest come in who's very experienced in volunteerism and fundraising. So, but I noticed through this meeting that there wasn't really any order to it by the CEO or anything, and only really 2 people did 95% of the talking. The other ones were just basically interjecting a comment here and there, and really didn't have any true input to the meeting. But the guest was very, very organized in his thoughts. He came prepared. He came not only with ideas, but he came with solutions to those ideas and how to do them. And he understood that this group has a very few people volunteering at the moment as they're young. And so he came with ideas that they could do and that didn't cost a lot of money or required a lot of help. So a lot of wisdom in what he spoke. But the one thing that I did notice in this meeting is that the phones kept going off. And although the speaker did interject about that, he actually told the one fellow that from now on it's a $5 donation to the nonprofit for anybody's phone who goes off during the meeting. And they laughed and joked about it, but I could tell that he was certainly trying to make a point that when you're in a meeting, you ought to really be respectful to the people, especially those who are speaking. And really, when you have a guest, it is disrespectful. But so next time, think about the phones, guys, when you're going into a meeting. You really should turn them off. But as a matter of fact, the way the meeting ending is one person got a phone call and they had to go, and the meeting went about 9 or 20 minutes, and they were pretty much done anyways. But I did notice that there were no decisions really made in this meeting. It was truly an idea meeting, and they did decide that at the end, though, that the one decision maybe they did make was that they needed to come up with a calendar to set dates for these events, and so they could set timelines to prepare for them. And so that was basically what the meeting consists of. One thing I noticed about this group of people is that desires of an organization like this it's not about you, and it's not what's in it for you, and it's not about the self, it's about someone else. And so I think deontology, treat somebody as you'd want them to treat you, is in the essence of this, the golden rule, the golden mean. That's why I chose this verse out of Scripture. I think it highlights an organization like this, and it really is a base core ideology or theme that they carry, is to do nothing from selfish or empty conceit through fractional motives or strife, but with an attitude of humility, being neither arrogant nor self-righteous. Regard others as more important than yourselves. Do not only look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others. And I think that is a core that this group carries, as I said. I also think they have a hint of virtue ethics and moral relativism mixed in with them, because they're not concerned about the background of the person or where they come from or what they think or what they believe. They're concerned about the need that that individual has at that moment. and that's what they care about. And you are serving yourself, and you're serving other as you serve others, because it is a self-interest, I guess, if you want to come to that way, to help that person in need, because we do care about others a lot. That's why I chose this quote to really conclude my talk about, because I think it represents this organization well. A lot of people there have lost their dignity, and this group is just finding a way to help people restore a little bit back into their life. So I'll just close this session by saying thank you to our veterans. Come alongside this group of people, and the reason they exist, this nonprofit, is because of you. And because you served, now they're serving you. And I'll just close by saying thank you, and God bless you.